What's shaking, people? It's your boy Doomkiller HD. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best. Let's go! It's the weekly wrap up where we give you the news. Break it down bite size so it's easier to consume. Discussing the hottest game that's out of what's coming soon. Is it real or is rumor? Homie, that's up to you. Fire or trash reaction. Live viewers call in. No cap conversation. We going all in. It's the weekly wrap up, so enjoy the show. You're now rocking with the best. Let the good times roll. Come on.
What's shaking, people? It's your boy Doomkiller HD. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best. Let me get my chair situated because we got a great show ahead of us tonight. Tonight we're talking about Marvel's Avengers. Believe it or not, yes, we're going to talk about some Marvel's Avengers. A little bit of Starfield and the drama that came along with it, and some Spider-Man too. Got some Super Spider-Man fans in the building, so this should work out pretty perfectly. First off, let's talk to my co-host, my dude, Mr. J. Coon Prime. How you doing tonight, good sir?
What up?
Chilling. Hopefully you have a good night, good morning, good day. The raid is behind us, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, next on the list of people we have coming up, got a crazy cat. Some of y'all may know him as the Avengers Spider-Man guy because he used to be the Avengers Spider-Man guy. And some of y'all may know him for his antics with his former co-host, Mr. High Ruler. We got my dude, Mr. Slight Stardust, in the building. What's good with it?
Yeah, dicks up for Spider-Man. Let's go.
Wow.
Do you remember those days? Those were good days.
Wow. Next but not least, I had to bring this back because he probably would have cussed me out if I did not. So let's bring it back for the man himself.
What's shaking, people? It's your boy Doomkiller HD. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best. Put your hands together and rub slow.
Do the Birdman, hands the Birdman, hands.
It's about to go down, act like you know.
Do the Birdman, hands the Birdman, hands.
You know the motto, let the good times roll.
Do the Birdman, hands the Birdman, hands.
Put your hands together and rub slow.
Do the Birdman, hands the Birdman, hands.
Hold up, just making sure. Yep, your payment went through. Doom, appreciate you.
Wait, he gets paid?
Bro. Ignorance is bliss. I love
I'm kind of a big deal. Don't take it personally.
I take everything personal. That's how I survive in these streets.
What's up, fellas?
Oh,
Hello.
God. That's how we starting the show off, yo. Avengers, Starfield, Spider-Man 2, and whatever else is hot on the plate for this week. But first, I got to ask each and every one of y'all, what games have y'all been playing this week? And we'll start with you, J. Coon Prime.
I've been playing the usual, playing Destiny, playing Fortnite, put up a couple fun little videos pissing people off with RoboCop and Mortal Kombat 11. A little game came out on mobile called Ever Crisis Final Fantasy VII that I've been kind of dabbling with because I'm a big Final Fantasy VII fan. My childhood got turned into a gacha game, so that was fun.
Damn.
Yeah.
Stardust, what games you been playing this week, dude?
Listen, let me just say real quick, okay? Sadok cannot break his NDA, but he's clearly playing Spider-Man 2. All right, everyone. So let's just clear that up immediately. But for me, I'm currently playing the Venom spin-off. So it's been good so far. Let me tell you. No, I'm playing Red Dead 2. It's fun. I enjoy that game.
The Venom spinoff, what, Web of 19 inches?
Yeah. Web of Schlong.
So Dr. Game, what games have you been playing this week, sir?
The ones that I'm allowed to talk about, but did a little Marvel's Avengers for the content. Been doing a stream a week, just as a final farewell tour to the game. Otherwise, I've been playing some Street Fighter 6. Capcom hooked me up with the Ultimate Edition, so I'm preparing so that when I stream it, I don't look terrible. I usually just play a lot of World War Z for fun. That's still a good game. and I just got that NBA 2K24. Having a lot of fun with it this year. It's pretty good. So
Okay.
that's I mainly just bounce around between those games.
I hear you. I hear you. As for me, Spider-Man Remastered, I have been playing the hell out of that. Shout out to EA for hooking me up with Immortals of Avium. I've been playing the hell out of that. Stepped my neck back into Overwatch 2 yesterday, and I actually enjoyed myself. So that was pretty cool. To enjoy yourself playing against a bunch of sweats was actually pretty weird, but it was cool at the same time. And my Saints won today, so that's what I'm on. That's what I'm on.
Ew,
That's
football.
what I'm on. Yeah. But let's get into this. Avengers 3 years later. Jake on Prime. When you think of Marvel's Avengers, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
An empty wallet.
That's the damn.
You
Okay.
said
About the devs, he's talking about the devs' wallets, not himself. Like he's talking about their wallets, not his.
Bruh.
Yes, all of the above.
Slice Stardust. When you think of Marvel's Avengers, what's the first thing that comes to mind, sir?
Boosters. XP boosters.
Damn.
Oh,
that
and bad
still haunts
haircuts.
you. That really still haunts you. Damn, son.
Yeah. Also, one other thing as well is the Beta Sisters. I hear that in my dreams still
Damn.
to this day.
So Dr. Gamer, when you think of Marvel's Avengers, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Racist bald man and his cat.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him. Whoops. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Oh, wait, I thought he was talking about me.
Chat. What's the first thing comes to mind when you guys think about Marvel's Avengers? For me, I'm gonna say the friends that I made along the way. To be honest with you,
Boo.
Boo.
it really is, bro. Because I've still to this day not found a game where I can just hop on anytime and there's a bunch of people that I know personally that are playing. You know what I mean? Like there's not a game that's like that. I mean, Diablo 4 for about 2 weeks. My time, my friends list was filled up with Diablo 4, so that was cool. And then
that happened to me as well.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
it was. I've
been playing a lot of solo games, bro.
Don't worry, Suicide Squad is 9 to 20.
Man, Suicide Squad. Let's save that one. We're gonna talk about some suicide. Let me actually add that to the damn list because I will forget. So let me write Suicide Squad down. Because God, thank you, Sadat. Asshole. Suicide.
I'm a professional podcaster.
Yes, you are. Yes. Oh, shout out to the love y'all getting over there on the after show podcast. That's. I mean, I would love to come on, but I'm always working on Fridays, bro. So, but if y'all doing it the Friday that Spider-Man come out, if y'all like taking a break from y'all personal streams, I'm off. So
you're off Friday?
That Friday that Spider-Man 2 comes out.
We're definitely doing it.
Let's get
it's legally binding.
Oh my gosh. No word at all from the creators, from CD, from Square, or anything about the 3rd anniversary of Marvel's Avengers. Can I get your thoughts on that? And I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Slight Stardust.
I mean, it's very obvious why. it's
Make it a little more clearer for me, bro.
It's a bit of a blemish, isn't it? Listen, Square Enix, okay, they don't have the cleanest track record in the world, right? They have Final Fantasy, and that'll do, right? But when it comes to Avengers, that is the sloppy, ugly best friend that you ask your mate to distract in the nightclub. Okay, that is like the one that you want to just take away and be like, listen, all right, let me just hit on that Final Fantasy. Okay, you mind pulling that one to one side? Like there's deals going on and stuff like that, and they don't care. Like the people can't even be bothered to log into Twitter and put in their password because they probably forgot it. They probably sold it for change to make Tomb Raider with. They were like, "Yo, who wants an account with all these followers? All right, we need the money to produce this next game." Like they're done with it. If they could do the Men in Black, like the little things, memory wipe, they would. Like they are not proud of that game in the slightest, especially now. Like
that's crazy.
So that's the reason.
No word from creators. Square, CD, anybody on the 3rd anniversary? Talk to me, Mr. J. Coon Prime.
I mean, what else do you expect from a pig but a grunt?
We didn't even get a grunt
Mars.
though.
Yeah, didn't even get the grunt. I mean, yeah, to them, it was nothing more than a gigantic financial failure that was just plagued with problems from day one. So, yeah, I'm not surprised Square Enix didn't say a goddamn thing about it. Just sweep it under the rug and pretend it didn't happen.
Damn.
Especially when you have
sorry.
who was probably one of the most vocal about it, and shout outs to Andy. He's at Capcom now. He ain't gonna talk about it.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Sadat the Gamer, no word from the uppers at all on the 3rd anniversary of Marvel's Avengers. Can you talk to me about that, good sir?
I mean, surprise of no one. Realistically, Square Enix sold their entire Western division to get rid of that shit. So no reason for them to announce anything. Embracer only had it for a few months, and they're doing a fire sale right now, so they're not going to talk about it. I mean,
a fire sale.
pretty much everyone who actually cared about Avengers on the Crystal Dynamics is on another project or at another company. I mean, Megan's technically still the head community, whatever she promoted herself to, but she gave up on Avengers September 2020, and we haven't seen her since. So she wasn't going to acknowledge anything.
That's a good point.
Anyone left on the community team that could have acknowledged Avengers is too busy preparing not to communicate about Tomb Raider.
Damn. I expected the Twitter, the Discord, or something to be like, yo, 3 years ago, we stepped foot into this beautiful journey, and
they literally shut that Discord down. Like,
right.
That's stripped into like a project by the mods that used to run it. They're like admins now, and they've like built it up to be like just the overall Discord. They've still called it Avengers, but it's not like an official thing anymore. All the people in it are gone. Like
all their ass kissing led to nothing. They're one of the first ones to go when it came down to it. They traded their integrity for nothing.
Wow. Well, before we continue, let's bring it on somebody else who I'm actually happy they came onto the show today, because I got something I wanted to show them. So what's good with it, Mr. J. Coon? I said J. Coon. J. Shotglass. How you doing?
They all look alike.
Speaking of low integrity, welcome to the show, Sadat the Gamer.
Wow.
What is up, my almost former podcast partner?
Damn.
Yeah.
Close call on Friday.
Yeah, it was.
Well, Jay, this has been sitting in my house for about a week or so, and I've really just been waiting for you to come on the podcast so we can discuss.
Did you finally
the
set the
cutest thing ever?
He's not down here to say thank you, but thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. I've just been waiting for you to come through so I can unbox it for you. You know what I'm saying? Sitting right here on the desk. He ain't going nowhere.
Where's your Stardust?
Mate, I ain't got the funds you guys have got.
No, I think that was still during the we hated each other phase, which Sadat and I almost entered. No, it wasn't really that close.
Oh, okay. I got scared then. I was like, what could have happened?
No, those happened during the down phase. It's okay. We all acknowledge it. It happened. It sucked. It's stupid.
I mean,
we all learned from it.
I mean, we've all had our I hate Stardust phase at one point.
True, I get it. I have that phase too. And I'm me.
Anyway, I'm sorry I'm a little late.
Oh, you're good, dude. Did your team win?
No. I didn't expect them to win, and they should have won, and it sucks. But what can you do?
It's not much you can do about that. We were literally talking, wrapping this whole 3 years of Avengers.
Talking about all the butt kissers that did not, get anything for it. I mean, some of them did though, and good for them. Who is it? Monarch.
free skins.
Right?
Didn't
James.
everybody get free skins?
Oh, I thought you were talking about like they were the first ones to go. Like I thought you meant they were the first ones like let go of everything, like whatever. I heard half the conversations. Never mind.
Best and worst memory of your time with Marvel's Avengers. And we'll start with you, J. Coon Prime.
Oh, I mean, I made a ton of content for it. Admittedly, was a little bitter for a while that I never got asked to come to the weekly wrap up. It seemed like everybody forgot. Like he was one of the first ones to do Avengers stuff. But I mean, I'm not gonna say that I disliked any of my time with the game. I willingly played it, and for what it was, because that's ultimately what it boils down to. Is like what it meant to you, which is why I never really got on the hate train with anyone about that game. If it means that much to you, then who am I to tell you otherwise?
Okay.
I had a lot of fun clips with the glitches, but outside of that, I mean, I had good times for when I played it because I wanted to play it.
Okay, now what's some of your
Worst memory? I never got a goddamn jacket, which man, nobody hooked me up. Come on.
Bruh, I never mind. Anyway, Slight Stardust, best and worst memory of your time with Marvel's Avengers.
I think so. My best time with the actual game itself was probably launch, and that sounds like I'm saying like it's just downhill from there. It's because it was, but at launch, no, it was really exciting, man. Like I really, obviously, we all loved A-Day. I think if the whole game was just A-Day, we would have been like, yeah, this is a good game. But like it's no, I really loved that time. When it comes to like just my Avengers career, that's really cringe, but it's the only thing I can think of is getting the jacket and stuff like that, because that's the first time that's ever happened to me like my whole life with anything like that, right? So being able to sort of be like, pop open the box, it says like it's from like this company and all that, and obviously when you're telling like older relatives, you have to say Marvel sent it because they don't get that it's like there's a lot of barriers to that, right? So it's just easy to say that. And for the first time ever, I think my mum and dad were like, okay, now we get why he yells into his microphone every day about Avengers, this random video game. Cool. I think probably did you mention worst, best and worst?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Worst would probably be, oh man, I don't know. There was a lot. No, that sounds horrific. Man, I don't know. I think one day, because I was one of them that was very like, yeah, I spoke a lot of shit, but I still stuck around. But there was one day when my brain just stopped being interested in the good or the bad, right? And it was just before it was about to close down, so that's all right. But that's when like I was a bit like, oh, that sucks. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't care anymore. Like, I'm done. And I uninstalled it, and I didn't even reinstall it for the final update. And that was like, that kind of sucks, because I was like, oh, I should be really excited for like I didn't touch Winter Soldier, like maybe for one mission. And like, I should be excited. You know, this is a Marvel game. I shield for anything superhero, but I just don't care. And that was probably one of the worst.
I hear you, bro. I definitely feel that. J Shock Blast, best and worst memory with your time on Marvel's Avengers.
I mean, this is gonna sound cheesy, but just getting to meet all of you, like honestly, like that was the experience for me.
Shut
like,
up.
no, but like seriously, like there's 5 of us here from different parts of the world, different everything, and like we never would have been here if not for that silly little game, and I just feel like that's pretty cool. I did get a jacket and I gave it to my wife, so there's that. I say worst that those motherfuckers never gave me my Verizon skins.
They'll never let that go.
No. And no,
Isn't that like a week one thing that happened?
That was a day one thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, not only that, but like one of my first huge Avengers videos was talking about how to get the Verizon skins, and I was like one of the people that drove that whole thing. And I mean, I did get a free copy of the game through Verizon Up, but like, you know, I didn't need it. So I think I just like gave it to my brother or something. But yeah, like, and then I log on to PlayStation and they're there instantly, and it's like, okay, what the hell? Why aren't they coming to my Xbox? And it was just the customer service reps giving me the most idiotic answers possible. Like, and it was something different every time. When I know those idiots could just on the other side click a button and give them to me, they clearly like saw I was supposed to have them. And it was also kind of like that, the Funko like little things where they actually stuck to it that it was a random icon that you were going to get. Like, it wasn't, or nameplate. It wasn't that you were going to get all the nameplates pictured, which is what it clearly shows that you're supposed to get. You would get a random one in a box that is static that has the exact same thing in it every time you open it. So there, and if you happen to roll the same one a second time, you get nothing. Like, that was how stupid their whole back end was on their some of those promotions. So yeah, I would say those are the worst at times, because like there were actually people that would like defend them whenever I was like angry tweeting about it. And I'm like, no, they're faceless like robots. Okay. You don't get to defend them. I don't care how their day is. Like, they're giving me stupid answers. And I think one of the other things is I used to work in a call center. Like, I used to be a supervisor in a call center, and I know what the web team could do. I know what my call center people could do. I know what I could do. And there's no reason any of these people couldn't have fixed it. Like, there's no reason at all. They spent more money telling me no on like all their interactions with me than they would have gotten or lost if they just gave it to me, which because it costs nothing. They were like literally digital goods, you know? And I even said that in one of my messages, like, because I finally got to a manager. Like, I actually had a phone call with a manager over it. I Karen'd the hell out of it, all right?
Oh my god.
And I'm like, do you understand right now that you're like 15 minutes into a conversation with me over digital items that I very clearly paid for, and you're gonna just keep arguing with me after hours have been spent on just me? So you guys are going to pay for those interactions instead of just giving me something that I'm entitled to that costs you nothing. And the answer was just like silence. So anyway, that was my worst. That's my story.
I'm sorry. That sounds horrible, though.
I'm so sorry that happened to you.
No, it's whatever.
Condolences.
I was more annoyed because like I want to make my videos, you know, and that's why I ended up like, because I had started on Xbox. I'm like, all right, fine. I guess let me try it on PlayStation, because I already had it, but I didn't want to like have to go through everything again so soon. So anyway,
Siddhartha Gamer, best and worst memory of your time with Marvel's Avengers.
I would say the first month of me covering Avengers on YouTube, because I had just started YouTube, barely knew how to do anything, was editing, barely editing, didn't have that good of a microphone or know how to use it. But that first month went crazy. First Hawkeye build video blew up, and I was a YouTube partner first month, and I was like, okay, I think I could do this YouTube thing. So that definitely stood out. There was a lot of good moments, but I feel like that one because that literally just started me on the path to being a content creator. I have to put that there. I'd say worst moment would probably be towards the very end, when I found out that, when I got confirmation that Crystal Dynamics had been trying to blacklist me behind the scenes as a retribution for not only criticizing the game, but calling out B-Wags for being a racist piece of shit.
Yo.
So they were spreading. I found out they were spreading lies about me, saying that I was saying some crazy stuff about one of their female developers that they know very well was a thing that was said by one of the content creators in their VIP program.
I think it was actually Doomkilla's like most favorite person. You know what's weird? And if I could interject here, like all those villains and like all those like weirdos, I forgot they existed anymore. Like Avengers hater randomly liked a tweet of mine the other day. I was like, oh shit, I forgot that guy exists. No offense, Avengers hater. We became friends eventually.
Everyone else is pretty irrelevant except for Kyle. He's found a new market of just complaining about ESG.
And I honestly just forgot about that dude until you said his name right now.
Stardust brought him up earlier.
Oh,
yeah, well, I actually, that guy that did the rant about Starfield's like pronoun thing, the bald guy. I immediately was like, you know what, this guy's boring. Let me get the real hater back on, right? That's my old video, and I was like, that's it. That's how you do it.
Yeah, Kyle's way better at being a hater.
Gotta give him credit.
He even has music and rap songs.
True.
Hating?
True. Goes all out.
No one hates quite like Kyle.
I mean, see, my best and worst memory of my time with the game. My best memory will probably be like doing Excelsior Now podcast, interviewing devs, interviewing like Paul Tassi and the Chris Chiplock, the Spider-Man guy for Marvel's Avengers. That stuff right there for me was super dope. That was some really good times with the game.
Chris Chiplock.
It was really cool when you interviewed Sean Chiplock as well.
I was thinking about Christopher Sean for some reason, and I just anyway.
That's Sean's evil twin brother.
Yeah, Chris Chiplock is anyway. And I would say my worst memory of my time with the game would be literally my first time taking off of work so I could like play one of the DLCs, and it didn't work at all. And like that was the first, like anytime I'd ever taken time off of work to play a game or a new release, it worked perfectly fine. And then it happened again the next time I took time off of work to play the DLC, and it literally doxed me. Like if I'd have went live, my entire everything would have been on.
I remember that update.
Yeah. So like it kind of really spoiled taking off of work for games for me, and I'm like, you know what? I'll play it when I get off. I'll play it when I get off. Like that.
Thankfully, I never encountered any of those issues. Like most of the stuff just worked for me right out the gate.
Lucky you. I had one of the PS5s like June where every time a DLC dropped, it was not gonna work. Yeesh. Every time. I had the black balls for Black Panther. I had the doxing issue. Every time something was broke, I had the T-Pose issue when they dropped Jane Foster. It was every time they dropped something.
I couldn't finish the OOT for like 3 months.
I remember that. Day one issue for me. Like we had to come up with all kind of. You stay in the hangar until we get to a certain point, and hopefully it won't crash. Like, come on, man. That's day one. So I say the DLCs was the worst part of in being called what was I called? I can't even remember. It was on Discord due to this game though. They said, I was trying to gangster the game up.
That was Reddit.
Reddit. I said Discord.
That would never fly. That would never fly into Discord. That's that type of racism you mainly found on Reddit.
Trying to gangster the game up. So yeah, that right there had me rolling. So but that's my best and worst. Anybody got anything else they want to say about this such a controversial game that we loved and hated?
Dead game.
J Shock Blast, any final words?
I had to wear a do-rag.
As you should have. Well, wear is a very generous description for what happened. I was
about to say, yeah.
Gently lay it on top of your head, maybe.
Nathan Tom wears do-rags. J Shock Blast awkwardly had it above his face.
Slice Stardust, any final words before we get up out of here for as Avengers is concerned?
I just miss the memes, to be honest. I want another game that we're really excited for to come out broken, Suicide Squad, so we can have more memes again.
Leave Suicide Squad alone, bro. Please, just leave them alone. J. Prime, any last thing you want to say about Avengers before we get off this subject?
They had $1 million idea and put a 2-cent brain in charge of it. And yeah, that game could still be alive today had it been in the right hands.
True. Also, shout out to Miller. He's working on his last hurrah for Avengers. Should be out once he's not sick anymore.
Shout out to Stardust for showcasing that one guy that is trying to single-handedly bring back Marvel heroes.
Oh,
that's actually pretty
cool.
fire. Yeah, that is actually pretty fire.
I'm in that Discord now. I don't know.
They did the Oh, sorry, Jay. Sorry.
Oh, somebody reached out to me and was like, "Hey, are you gonna do this?" I'm like, I don't know, because I thought about what Stardust said, where he was like, "I don't know if they're really trying to draw that kind of attention."
Right.
And I'm like, all right, well, maybe I'll just wait it out.
Yeah, let them cook a little bit, Jay. Then you go ahead and drop them bombs, you know.
But I mean, yeah, for the most part, when it comes to Avengers, like, there's nothing nice I can say about that game anymore because every single bit of ridicule that it got, it deserved in spades, and probably deserved more depending on who you were targeting at the time. And
I don't know about that. I still love the game. I'm always going to love the game. I loved playing the game. I didn't play it for any other reason that I enjoyed it.
I didn't say all that.
Well, I don't understand. Like, I don't know. You just,
the problems that the game had it been literally any other game. Look no further than Destiny. Destiny does one thing wrong, and it is the topic of conversation for a freaking month. Avengers did this shit and then just did nothing about it.
Yeah,
they definitely didn't get away with stuff though. Like they definitely didn't get away with stuff. Like
they got away with it. They got away with it, bro. Tell me what was actually fixed in the game.
No, I don't mean it like that. So what I mean is that, like, so for example, right, whenever there were bugs in the game, very obvious ones, or any problems with the game, right? People let them know. Like they didn't listen. People let them know. Do you see what I'm saying? It wasn't like we all collectively went, it's Marvel, who cares? Nah, we were on them. Like, do you know what I mean?
Except for the Discord, but you know. Except for the
Discord. But yeah, that was my point. It's not like they literally, just no one said nothing. It was that they, we told them.
They got away with it.
Yeah, when I say like they said nothing, I'm talking about the devs, not the community. The community was one of the most vocal out there.
It's a little too vocal.
It just tails right back to what I said: $1 million idea, 2-cent brain, and
yeah, I don't like. I
they
think
have nobody to blame but themselves for the game.
One of the things that always bothered me was that people. I think we see this in a lot of games now, like even Gotham Knights, especially, where like people have their fan theory idea of what a game should be, and if it's like outside of that, then they just can't accept it. And I think Avengers went through a lot of that, I don't think they totally deserved that, because it's like, oh, you've got Marvel and this is what you did. Well, the game, if it worked, was actually a really good game that we all loved. It was just that there was always problems, and like the story I thought was good, and like a lot of people would always complain, oh, why is it always AIM? Because that's who they're fighting. Like that's why I wouldn't have chosen it, but that's what they chose. And
that's like going to Destiny. Why are they always fighting the Hive?
Right, and like I don't know. I just always felt like there's a lot of times that people like got mad at the game because it wasn't their idea, like it didn't fall in line with that. And
there were definitely some bad faith and pretty just idiotic takes in general. A lot of it was deserved, but there was definitely some of it where it was just completely stupid, like how there's this group of players who just always consistently tried to say that Marvel's Avengers had like the worst monetization system in gaming, which was just patently not only false but just completely idiotic, and showed that they don't play any games.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of things that they could have done better with their monetization, but like I think once they got down to movie skins are $14 and these are like $7 and these are like $5, I thought it was actually pretty in line with the industry standard, if you will. Like you buy any kind of skin pack in like Destiny, it's like $20. You
Yep.
buy any kind of skin pack in like
Fortnite.
Assassin's Creed games, it's like $20. Like the Ninja Turtles that just came out in Street Fighter, if you want to get all 4 turtles,
Don't get me started.
you're paying like $60, and they're just costumes. You know, like
That
so
you
it's,
can't even like you can only use them on the created character in Street Fighter. They're not skins for the roster, so you
Right.
can't go into ranked with a Ninja Turtle.
and you're not,
Oh,
yeah,
that
and it's not
sucks.
like an actual character either.
Yeah.
You know. Meanwhile, when they were in Injustice, you got all 4 turtles as an actual character. So like, and that's just the actual character skin. So like, people were always, the Avengers bubble was always just the annoying part because everybody just lived in it and they never escaped out of it. And
Yeah.
like the people that annoyed me the most were the ones that like made it their life. Like I have to be able to play this game every single day for at least 6 hours a day or it's trash. And I never
Every
understood.
day, 7 days
And
a
that's
week,
unreasonable because people
holidays
like that in
included.
Destiny. Yeah. People like that exist in Destiny, and I roll my eyes every time I see them on Twitter. Like, if you were playing this game and only this game for that long every single day, please, for the love of God, get a life. And I'm saying this for a game that I wholeheartedly back in Destiny 2. That, like,
And it was
if
always-
it's consuming you that much, dude, unplug, please.
It was always funny to listen to people too, like sing the praises of Marvel Heroes, a game that I adore and love, but a game that was also extremely monetized
And run into
like,
the ground by Brian Wagner.
MG,
well,
what?
I actually,
$25 per character if you didn't want to grind for a month and a half?
I understand the joke, and I have no reason to defend that man ever. Like that guy, like blew up on me once in a DM over nothing, and we used to have a good relationship, and then like lost it on me, and I just never.
Which in hindsight probably for the best.
Yeah, no, for sure. But like I will defend him. That game going down was definitely not his fault. I would actually argue that he probably the reason people think so highly of him is because of the work he did on that game. Like he was the guy basically that was running the whole monetization essentially, you know, like, and I don't want to defend him, but like I felt like that game as a free to play game was pretty fair, but like the as far as content is concerned, like the meme was always, oh, where's the Thanos raid, you know, like they're promising it like from day one, and like all these years later it's never happened. And
Yeah.
then, you know, there wasn't even like a new level to the game until way in, you know, and like you're basically playing the same thing over and over again. And we liked it and we enjoyed it. And there's an aspect of that I just don't understand how it didn't translate for some people to Avengers. But at the same time, I understand the gameplay loop. You know, there's only so many times you can go through and play some of those.
No patrol. You should have had patrol mode.
Yeah, well,
Destiny got a patrol mode.
But
yeah. I mean, I
It's
don't.
It's crazy that they blatantly copied off of Destiny
Yeah,
and
right?
didn't take anything good from it.
Right? Y'all had 10 years. You learned nothing.
They copied the UI of the loot style, terrible loot system. They copied as one of the patrol missions, the standing in the circle part, but they made it worse and didn't add the patrol part.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Like there's definitely a lot of things they could have done, but I had heard when it was still called the Avengers Project, somebody was asking me if I knew anything about it or if I had heard anything about it in my DMs, and I was like, no, not really. And like, yeah, I heard it's in development hell. I have a few friends working on the game, and I heard it's rough. So I kind of always had that expectation
Didn't share
because
it
that
with
was like
us.
2 years before the game ever came out. So I always in my head was like, ooh, I guess they're having trouble with it, you know? So
Yeah, well, now you know when you hear a game's in development hell, assume it's not gonna launch well.
Damn.
Looking at you, Star Wars Eclipse.
Damn.
looking at me,
Glad I'm not
Knights
the
of the
only
Old
one.
Republic.
All right. Yo, chat, do me a favor. Make sure y'all like this video real quick. We're gonna come back and we're gonna talk a little bit about some Starfield. Let's get it popping.
What's shaking, people? It's your girl Spring. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best. If you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and share the video. It's an easy way to help the squad grow and give you more fire content, shows, and events. This is your DSG brand ambassador Spring, and you know the motto, let the good times roll.
I just realized I haven't seen like Trix Ridiculous's face and
Yeah.
and so
Dude,
long.
I was thinking the same
I was like,
thing.
I almost thought it was like 20 years ago. I was like, why does he look so young?
Stupid, dude.
He liked one of my football tweets today, and I was like, oh, I miss Trix.
Yeah, I miss his cheese videos.
Yes, the cheese. But Starfield and the drama that came along with it. The metric scores for the game since
Pause. Next topic.
No, we gotta go here, dude. This is something I wanted to
I decline.
You don't have to. I understand.
You have no idea what's going on.
I really you don't want to. There's a private chat button right there. Let me go in the private chat.
I don't think he saw the podcast on Friday.
So
No, I was at work.
We almost came to blows last night.
Oh, is that what happened?
Oh, is this something I need to go rewatch? Like it was that crazy?
Fellas, is this on the podcast? Like, is this on your?
It's live, yeah.
Live.
It's still,
mate.
Yeah, it was bad. It was.
Our Starfield. We were literally discussing the same thing. We were talking about the review bombing of Starfield. My take was that it wasn't actually review bombed, and that people just didn't like the game, and that was fine. And
I'll be back in 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 7 seconds.
It turned into a massive argument somehow.
Yeah, because
friendships were threatened.
Yeah, no, and first of all, I was wrong. I was wrong to say that, and it was like I was kind of like deer in the headlights at that point. Like I have no idea like how we got to this point, but
yeah, Cap and Nava were there. Cap and Nava are always there.
Yeah, it was
Great content.
really dumb, a little embarrassing.
Sounds it.
But like I'm having post traumatic stress disorder right now.
Oh my gosh! Damn! Damn! Wow!
We're laughing about it now, so we're good. It doesn't matter. But it was definitely
more.
There were FUs thrown. There were
no way.
Oh yeah,
dude, I'm going to watch that.
Yeah, it was
oh
bad.
My god!
And amazing.
Like I didn't even care. Like I really didn't care. It
starts roughly at the 30-minute mark.
He just kept going, and I'm like, dude, can we move on?
This might be the best advertisement inadvertently I've ever heard in my entire life. This makes me want to watch this immediately. I'm still on this stream and I want to watch it on the side.
Live reaction.
Yeah, it was
crazy.
It was so bad, and like
Casual Avenger actually called in because he couldn't make it.
Yeah,
but he was in the chat, and it got so bad that he called in to try to mediate, and we just yelled over the top of him and kicked him off the call.
Called in from work, I believe.
I think he literally was at work.
Yeah,
like he was trying to mediate, and we were just like, yeah, we're not trying to hear that bullshit right now.
Yeah, he DM'd me. He's like, dude, when the show's over, please reach out to me. I'm like, no, we're good, we're good. It was
God.
it like just devolved. It was a situation that just devolved, and like I think he just thought I was doing a bit. No, I don't think he told me that's what he thought. He thought I was just doing a bit, but like as he kept going, I was just getting annoyed because I like didn't expect this. I'm like I didn't know what was happening. All my Starfield bubble was full of people loving the game. So like I was sure that there were going to be people that like didn't, but like I also just expected it just to be like absolute
Universally loved.
PlayStation like cope and seethe, and it was mostly no.
It wasn't, but
Lots
it
of
was wild.
unreasonable expectations.
It was. I literally thought he was joking until he called me stupid and,
Yeah.
and cutting the friendship.
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
I had to
what?
like say something to get his attention,
Oh
and I
my
picked the worst
God.
possible thing to say.
Because I was looking at the chat. I was like, oh, the views are spiking. Oh, we're going crazy right now.
I saw that happen too, and I'm like, there is definitely people dropping this in Discord saying Jay and Sadat are fighting for real. Like it was
over Stark, bro. Stark. That's the whole thing about Starfield. That's what I wanted to talk about Starfield.
It was really stupid. Well, no, I'm bringing it up because
and I thought I had the mildest take possible. Like, yeah, it's perfectly fine that people enjoyed it. I think the whole reboot bombing thing is pretty much in Xbox players' imaginations, and I thought that was fine. I thought that was fine, but I was like, okay. Oh, holy, how do we get here?
No, it definitely like got out of hand, and it mostly was because I was like, dude, I don't like want to do this, like, so it was like I don't like you just like it was like, oh, let's read another one. Oh, didn't like that. Well, let's read another one. Oh, let's go to another one. And it was just like, dude, I fucking get it. Like, can we just like move on? And I definitely like it turned into like because he was like, no, and I'm like, but like, yeah, it did go 0 to 10 real fast. and listen, like I'm not perfect, all right. Like I regret it.
Paragon of virtue such as yourself.
We can't all be Stardust.
So
okay, so
what did I do?
You don't have to comment on this if you're not comfortable right now. I respect it.
I just preface this by saying fuck you to Sadat. And let's go.
Okay, the metric scores sends fans into a rage, and it obviously sent two of my good friends into a rage as well. It is basically.
I don't think either of us cared either. That's the worst part.
That's the thing. See, I guess my question would be on this would be like, is the Xbox PlayStation rivalry console wars things, is this actually going too far at this point? Like, is it really so out there that we've even got co-hosts of a show that yo, you know what I mean? Like literally about the y'all in people Discord getting 4K. You in 4K. You in 4K. You can call Sadat stupid in 4K. Sadat they called you crazy. If you know what I'm saying, like start with you, J. Cool Pride. What's good with it, bro? What's good with this rage right now between the consoles, bro? It's craziness. I'm feeling
okay.
I see what's happening.
Stardust, talk to me, bro.
You know who I think would be best to talk about this? I would
Mr. Shot Glass, you're up.
I can't. This is the wrong cast.
I personally feel like I'm unequipped to discuss this topic and would like to move it on to Jay Shotblast, who is a Starfield gamer.
Okay. All right. I got a better question. We're going to start over.
Jay is going to beat us all.
The game seems massive. It looks like a great time for those who are into those styles of games. Is Starfield your type of game, J. Coon Prime?
No.
So you wouldn't have any opinion on it, right?
My opinion is that Mortal Kombat 1 releases on Thursday.
Slice.
I feel like there's two people better suited for the. No, right.
Y'all really are not talking about Starfield tonight.
Listen, I want round two. All right, I didn't get to watch it live the first time. Okay, I'm trying to push it.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this real quick. I can see the rage in his eyes. There you go. Love you, twin.
There you go. All right. Jay Shotglass, would you like to answer any of these questions about Starfield today, sir? Yeah.
No, I'm not actually muted this time.
I know you're not. No.
I love the game. It's a great game. I enjoyed it a lot. Like it's somewhere between 8 and 8.5 for me.
Okay.
I love Bethesda games. I love the Fallout series. I love Elder Scrolls, and I was expecting Fallout in space. I got Fallout in space.
Nice.
Totally off subject. I have lost too much weight. The hat doesn't even fit anymore.
Damn my god. Send the Gamer. Seems like a massive game. Good time for those folks who seem to enjoy those type of games. Where is the controversy coming in there, sir?
So I think this is just a classic case of what the console wars basically from chronically online people are basically driving it. And there were these fair or not, there were these sky high expectations for Starfield. You know, obviously Todd Howard hyped it up and he had to, but because of let's be honest, Microsoft, Xbox, not the best track record when it comes to producing console exclusives consistently. You know, that's why they buy all these studios. So people put a lot of pressure on Redfall and Starfield to just be like game of the generation, like huge things. Like people are literally calling Starfield ahead of launch like potential game of the century. And when Redfall disappointed, they kind of shifted all of their hopes on Starfield. And then when Starfield, you know, when the reviews dropped and it wasn't getting 9 out of 10s, it was just, for the most part, it ended up getting, you know, an 8 points, 86 on Metacritic, 87. And, you know, a lot of big outlets gave it a 7. That immediately triggered like the beginning of the meltdown. And then when it got out of early access and the users got their hands on it, then suddenly those user scores are at like a 5, at like a 6. And then that just made their brains explode because they were spending all these months like, and I've been following the discourse, you know, all along. I saw a lot before Starfield launched. I saw a lot of Xbox accounts just attacking PlayStation players for literally no reason, making like bait impression posts about how Spider-Man 2 was going to be trash and Starfield is going to be the greatest thing ever. And then when Starfield wasn't, they just immediately started coping like harder than I've ever seen before, and just saying, oh, it's this grand PlayStation conspiracy theory. And you know, they were saying, oh, the media, any media member that gave it less than a 10 or a 9, obviously PlayStation bias. Anybody who reviewed it negatively, even if it was literally on the Xbox app where you had to have a Game Pass account to get it, oh, obviously it must be secretly PlayStation players trying to sabotage the review scores. It just got to a ridiculous degree where I'm seeing accounts, like I saw an account today literally that changed its name to Ponies Have Bad Games, and saying that because of Starfield they vowed to spoil Spider-Man 2 for everybody. They're going to DM people spoilers on day one, you know, to get revenge for Starfield. And there's literally nothing to get revenge for. It's like this really creepy kind of one-sided war being waged where Xbox thinks everyone's against these Xbox players who are chronically online, think everybody is against them, and it's a conspiracy theory. And the reality is it's not. Starfield was a great game for some people, an extremely mid game for others. And that's pretty much where it fell into, like a 7, 8 out of 10. And they just couldn't handle it because they just were convinced this was going to be a 10 out of 10 game of the generation, and it just wasn't, which is fine. But the fact that you can't just handle it, it's just a symptom, I think, of a larger problem in our culture, especially on social media, where literally any criticism you make about a game that somebody cares about is just immediately treated as a personal attack on their character and and it's like almost like a religion at some points, and it's really creepy, really sad. And I stand by everything I said. I was interested in Starfield. I was considering getting Xbox. I saw people play it. I saw live streams. I saw leaks. I saw gameplay. I read reviews, and after seeing it all, I was like, looks pretty mid. Not what I wanted. I'm good on that. But if you're enjoying it, more power to you. But all this stuff about review bombing from PlayStation, complete cap. The only review bombing I was seeing was from people giving it a 10 out of 10 just because they think there's a grand PlayStation conspiracy theory. It's weird. You're still at a 5 or 6 out of 10. Cope. It's fine. Move on.
I mean, for me, I own both PlayStation and Xbox. A game's a game. If I like it, I'm gonna play it. Starfield did not seem like my type of game. Like I wasn't cool with Mass Effect. I didn't really like that kind of game. It's the super open world stuff. I'm more of a button smashy type of guy. You know what I mean? I don't want to go and build anything. Let it be there already and let me stroll through it. That's the type of kind of games I'm more privy to. But like Sadat and J. Kuhn said, if you enjoying Starfield, like it shouldn't, just like we enjoyed Avengers. Ain't nobody stopped us from enjoying Avengers except for Avengers itself. But aside from that, like Starfield actually works. And if it works and you enjoy yourself, fuck what the people on the internet gotta see. Like they're not in your house playing the game with you. You know what I mean?
It's great that you brought up Mass Effect, because I think that is a more accurate comparison to what it ended up being more like. It is more of a Mass Effect style game, whereas a lot of people and most of the reviews that Sadat forced me to like live through, most of them complained about it not being No Man's Sky. And I think that comes down to expectations. And I don't know or care about where those expectations went awry. But like at the end of the day, like I it's one of the few games that I've played anytime in the last few years that I like literally wake up and think about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm really loving it. And I also love the Bethesda games, and I just I don't know about, like, there's definitely bad faith actors on both sides doing stupid shit on every game, every exclusive game. Right. So I just, it's annoying, but I like the game. I didn't even think this was a thing until I found out about it 15 minutes into the podcast.
Yeah, surprisingly, a lot of people don't like loading screens in current gen exclusive games.
But what was the first thing that I criticized for it? Like the first thing I said is there's way too many loading screens and they're way too long.
That's what most of the reviews said.
and I said that was completely accurate. And that's why I was like, I just feel like most of the reviews that you showed, the biggest reason why they gave it a 5 out of 10 or whatever they gave it was because it wasn't No Man's Sky. And
they specifically had issues with immersion, loading screens. The PC players were complaining about actual performance issues, and there was a lot of complaints about vehicles. We even saw that big Shinobi, who used to be a big Call of Duty leaker. He's now a game dev. He even had a post blow up recently where he was like, yeah, he doesn't agree with the decision not to have vehicles. It's really affecting his experience with the game. So it's just those are basically seem to be the common thing. They didn't like they wanted more immersion. They didn't like how space travel is basically just one cutscene to another. They didn't like all the loading screens. Outside some technical problems, they didn't like the lack of ground vehicles. It was just it just seemed. I thought that's why that's why I didn't think it was review bombing, because we know what review bombs look like. If there was a review bomb, it would have been like 1 out of 10 Xbox sucks. But this was
people
just
actually giving real thoughts on it.
But it was
right?
literally like 5 out of 10 people writing 6 out of 10 people writing long paragraphs about how, I really wanted to love this, or I love this aspect, but I really had a problem with this, and this. That's why I was like, these aren't fake. These are just people who didn't enjoy the game as much as some of the other people did.
I saw a lot of people who were calling it mid, saying it was okay. I'm gonna finish it and never return to it type of deal. You know what I mean? And I also saw a lot of people who were just enamored with the game. Starfield this, Starfield that. So it always breaks down to what you like personally and what you gonna play personally. Like all of the extra is just extra to be real.
I will say, so my perspective, like on Starfield, because I've not had a chance to play it at all. I'm a PlayStation pony. All right, listen. Okay, but I have a positive look into it. All right, so I have and still do a lot of friends who loved, really want it to be good, really think it's good and stuff like that, and who are able to play it. And I am so happy if they enjoy the game, did enjoy the game, will enjoy the game, whatever, because like if every game can come out and be a 10 out of 10, man, what a thriving industry. Do you know what I'm saying? Like and that would be brilliant. I never look at a game and think to myself, I hope that's bad, just to see what other people react like, because that sucks, doesn't it? Like that's horrible for the dev team, for the people who worked on it and stuff. Obviously it's funny for memes, but like everything else other than that, like so if Starfield is a game that, like, so Jay said, like, can't stop thinking about, that's so cool, because like I love games like that make you feel like that. And if I ever get to play it and I feel the same way, that would be really sick. If not, then cool. I still hope it's great for everyone else, and it's like, there's like, I saw one of these, this is funny, I saw a mod that replaced the Bethesda logo with the PlayStation Studios thing as you go to play, and I was like, that is some serious copium issues. All right, like are you good? But no, I mean, there's been a lot of games that have released that haven't been 10 out of 10s that I've enjoyed. Gotham Knights got 7s and 8s and stuff like that, and I thought, wow, this is, well, maybe even less than 7s. I can't remember, but I love that game. I still do. It just ran its cycle.
Yeah.
So Starfield, yeah, man, I'm really glad that people are enjoying it, and hopefully when mod stuff comes out, and I don't know if they're doing DLCs, I haven't kept up with that stuff, but more stuff that comes out for it, and that's great. I think mods will make that game even better. With we don't know what they can add, might even do vehicles and stuff, might fix
for sure
the problems.
Todd Howard does not sound like somebody that wants to add vehicles to the game.
Okay, so never mind. Take back everything I said. Terrible game. I wanted to.
Dead game.
And I agree with a lot of the points. Like I said, the loading screen's shocking. Like it takes way too long to load. But like, I don't know, immersion. Like, all right, does it ruin your immersion that it doesn't take 15 light years to go from Earth to Pluto? Like,
for me personally, when I heard about Starfield and everything they were promising, I was expecting, oh yeah, this is gonna be dope, more realistic graphics, and I can just take off from space, fly through the atmosphere, and go to this planet, land, and I'm like, and then when I saw like actual uninterrupted gameplay, I was like, oh, it's not that at all. We're just fast traveling. Okay.
It's like Mass Effect, and it's like Destiny. It's like,
I was like, oh, it's not
basically every other space game except No Man's Sky.
I was like, oh, well, that's not what I wanted, so I'm out. But enjoy, everybody else.
I did find the video of the person who like stacked like 20,000 potatoes into the storage and then opened it. Those physics, like I have no idea about game devs, but that looked insanely impressive to be able to make that like look as smooth as it did. That I'm going to shout that out. Like little things like that blow my mind.
Didn't look nearly as cool when they tried to fly through the moon while doing a space mission. that didn't work out very well.
No, yeah.
they spent 2 hours. Someone spent 2 hours flying to a moon and tried to land on it, and they glitched through the moon. When they got there, they couldn't get out.
Well, yeah, because that's not how the game works.
I was just crying laughing.
Oh, wow. All right. It's time to talk about the favorite thing that's coming out for us, and that is Spider-Man 2. Let's run. Actually, we don't even need no damn commercial. Let's just go right on into it. All right. I'm going to start with you, Mr. J. Coon Prime. This is a yes or no question. Yes or no. Marketing for Spider-Man 2. Do you think it's good?
No.
Jake, no, you don't think it's good. Slice Stardust.
Yeah. There's a lot in that, yeah, but yeah.
Jay Shock Blast. Do you think
Yes.
the marketing is
It's great. They've sold through everything.
set out the gamer marketing for Spider-Man 2? Good.
It is objectively good.
Okay. Now, another question for you. J. Coon Prime, do you have Spider-Man 2 pre-order?
Yes.
Slight Stardust, do you have Spider-Man 2 pre-order?
Are you having me on right now? You actually asked me that question.
You know
I actually
he's
don't.
got
I just
that
don't have the
19
funds, but
inches.
you know I will.
You know he's going to get those 19 inches.
Jay Shock Blast, do you have?
And the Venom statue.
Besides the
too.
free one you have, did you actually
I
purchase
don't
one
have
as
anything
well?
free, but I literally have I have a code right here in my hand from the PlayStation. Ha!
Sadat,
Can't have it. You gotta scratch it.
Sadat the Gamer.
I was about to screenshot.
Aside from the free stuff that you got, did you have Spider-Man 2 pre-order?
Yeah, besides the free stuff that Sony sent me personally,
Mhm.
I have pre-ordered the 19 inches.
The 19. You got the 19?
Sadat's going to have the 19 inches.
Mhm.
Stardust is going to have 19 inches. I'm going to have 19 inches.
I have pre-ordered as well.
Jay definitely getting 19 inches.
So that's strange that there's so many people saying that the marketing for Spider-Man is bad, yet every single person on this panel has Spider-Man pre-ordered.
So does every person complaining about the marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's crazy.
Because they don't know what marketing is.
Yeah.
That's a little. I mean, if we all want to go back, the man. Shout out to Deeper Debts. He had Tony Todd on. Tony Todd told you guys back then on that interview, the marketing for Spider-Man 2 will start in August through September. He said that on the podcast. In August, what did we get? We got the big statue thing and all of that. Then we got the disc covers and stuff came right after that. Now, literally pretty much every day this week in September, which is the time that Tony Todd said they would be doing marketing, we've been getting looks at villains, looks at the new styling of New York City in Spider-Man 2. People are running around with a bunch of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, that seems like pretty good marketing to me. Does anybody disagree with that on the panel?
J. Coon Prime.
Explain your disagreements, Jay.
Because I want to see more than just stills.
Wait. Say that again.
I want to see more than
I want has nothing to do with the marketing skills of Sony, of Insomniac, bro. What you want?
The question, let me answer.
No, because what you answered it already. You said I want. That was enough of the answer right there. You want. Just because J. Coon Prime wants.
That's literally what it is.
Live reaction to every bad marketing bro on Twitter.com.
Come back, Jay. Come back, please.
Yeah, we know exactly what the marketing bros want. They want a new trailer and gameplay demo every single day. And
they want the entire story with everything.
They want everything ruined, and then
all the DLC.
Just so
I was getting up anyway.
They want all the trailer. They want more trail. They want 10 new trailers. They want gameplay. They want more information. They want to know everything just so they can complain about Insomniac telling them too much, just like they did when Spider-Man PS4 is marketing. That's what's so hilarious about this fake controversy. They literally the same people who are bitching about Spider-Man 2 not having as good as marketing as Spider-Man PS4 were literally bitching about the marketing of Spider-Man PS4 because they thought Spider-Man PS4 showed too much. So it just shows that they're idiots and don't know what they're talking about. They just want to complain.
Marketing is bad because they showed Screwball.
Caboose shows.
If you were going to piss us all off, you should have just waited for the game to come out.
That was that was a fake tweet from Caboose, right? He was just pulling y'all legs. You do
no, I
that.
didn't know actually.
Oh my god!
I was disappointed when I found out it wasn't real.
I knew it was fake immediately, but I was like, this would have been perfect if they did.
Casual had something. I feel like I've talked about this every day for the last 3 days now. Casual had his little show yesterday, and I was on with Stardust was there, sort of, and Allfather was there.
I was there.
No, I was. Your thunderstorms was a joke.
Oh yeah.
It obviously needed a little bit more of a setup. My bad.
So it's all good.
Yeah.
No, it was a good joke. You know, red coats don't get humor.
Yeah.
I saw that in Joseph Witty's chat, by the way. I went to go watch this, like, see what he was reacting to, like, and I just saw Sadok go, Stardust red coat confirmed.
But yeah, like, you know, Allfather and I had a little back and forth that other people interjected into. Mm-hmm. So I don't think like the tiff between Allfather and I was really that bad. It was more the other people, the bad marketing bros popping in and telling me that they know more about marketing than I do, and that yeah, it's weird. I've been dealing with publicists for almost 25 years, like in the music industry and in the gaming industry. Okay, I've been to studios. I've met the people that run these campaigns. Like, I think I know a thing or two. I'm not saying I know everything, but like, I know what's fan service and I know what's marketing. And what most of these people want is effectively fan service. That, yeah, sure, it could sort of be marketing, because, you know, anytime you're showing something, it's technically marketing.
Yeah, especially with content creators existing.
Right. So, like, you know, but like I heard somebody complain that they're like relying on people like Rock Rider to like drive their marketing. Well, like that certainly is a good thing for them, right? Like you've got super fans doing the work for you. Speaking of the devil, look at this bottom row, man.
Bottom row. You should probably put Casual in the middle of James.
I need to. I really do, though. I really need to.
No reference to anything.
If this had been a line on Friday, none of this would have happened.
Right. hey, we got pros on our podcast. They did just fine. I'm proud of these boys.
Yeah.
We went right into an Ahsoka review right after.
Yeah,
craziness.
It like nothing happened. There are lots of I love yous after like off air though. By the way.
That's cute.
Okay.
That's so
cute. And then I DM Casual because he wanted an update, and I just talked shit about you the whole time.
Well, anyway,
Casual agreed.
Kaz, welcome to the show, bro. It's been a while. Thank you for coming on. Your thoughts on marketing for Spider-Man 2?
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Everybody's already pre-ordering and setting aside money for 19 inches of Venom and controllers and everything else they're going to sell. Like Jay said, we were talking about it yesterday, and I brought on Allfather specifically because he is in the camp of people who feel like the marketing has been somewhat underwhelming, but it's specifically they're looking for more gameplay, and that's, you know, as we addressed on the show, that's not necessarily a marketing issue. It's just you're a super fan and you want a deep dive, and we still have time to get that kind of stuff. You know, we're still a couple weeks away from the official release, so I'm pretty sure we're going to get more in-depth gameplay, maybe a live stream or something like that. But as far as branding, marketing, everything they've pushed out, you know, between their announcement and now has, you know, done numbers online. So I don't think we can call marketing a fail, you know, when they've been performing as well as they have.
Oh, I hear that. I hear that. And that's kind of how I feel about it. Like, cause, like I said, everybody on this panel, I mean, Stardust will be soon. You know what I mean? When this funds is together, got the game pre-ordered. There's a couple of people on here that's going to have multiple versions of the game. You know what I mean? So, like, I think personally, marketing is been phenomenal. Like, no, it's not, you know, super deep dive into the gameplay. Yes, we don't know for sure. We have our theories, which we will get into, but you
I'd
know,
even
all
I'd even
know?
argue. They kind of spoiled it already, but I would argue that we've even gotten a deep dive into gameplay because there are a lot of high profile games barely even showed gameplay before release. Like Starfield, I think showed like 40 seconds of uninterrupted gameplay, like their entire marketing run, and we got 12 clean minutes, no cuts, no edits, just pure gameplay. You got to see the symbiote. You got to see all the new gadgets, the new mechanics, the new ability wheels, the gadget wheels. You got to see Miles's combat. You got to see some of the improvements they added to traversal. You got to see one of the boss encounters. You got a full break. That entire video tells you exactly pretty much what the game is going to play like, and it's still not enough.
So for me, my broken when you asked wasn't because I don't think the marketing's been good. The marketing by definition has been good. Like Zadok said, it has been objectively good. I like that they're playing it in theaters now as well. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But I think so for me, and this took a little bit. I mean, I didn't differentiate the two things, but ironically, J. Coon was the example you used because I was going to say I'm sort of in that boat of it is an I1, but I know it's an I1, right? So sorry, J. Coon, this isn't a shot at you.
Tail off of that, the exact question was, did I think?
Anyway. No, so like, yeah, I think that, you know, I would love to see more just as a fan, you know, nothing of the story. I would love to see open world stuff. I would love to see more stuff with Peter with the arms, you know, the spider arms and stuff. If we don't, all right, do you know what I mean? Like the pictures they released the other day of like Venom looking like a dog about to eat his owner after he's been dead for a few days looks really exciting. Like I really loved that sort of stuff. Just
that lizard pic was
teeth.
fire.
He looked cool. The lizard one, yeah, Craven. It all got me excited. So like, you know, if a picture gets me excited, then the marketing's probably been quite good. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's just the way I look at it.
And that's the thing. Like they're reaching that point where this is where the marketing campaign starts.
Yeah, there's literally going to be a state of play next week. So
yeah, for most games, like 6 to 8 weeks out is where you start seeing the big ramp up and push. And we've seen different images throughout the week. There was even like images that they showed of like New York City, like the open world, you know? So like they're doing little things, but like and maybe they'll have a launch trailer, obviously, and maybe they'll have one other, like the state of play. I don't know if it's going to be 100% focused on Spider-Man, but like there's going to be some kind of state of play where they show some sort of more than 3 or 4 minutes of gameplay, and like that's realistically all you should expect, you know, and like some images here and there, maybe some remixes of content they've already shown in different kinds of trailers. Like their focus right now is not on twitter.com or reddit.com or youtube.com. Their focus is on NFL football games and what did we say? Real Housewives?
Yeah.
You know, like they're targeting the parents of the kids or like the adult casual gamer, not like somebody's like, oh, casual Spider-Man fans need to know. Like, no, casual Spider-Man fans know. That's what makes them casual Spider-Man fans. Like, imagine thinking that there are people that consider themselves casual Spider-Man fans that don't know there's a video game coming out. I'm that person is very rare.
That person literally doesn't exist.
I was trying to give them
unless by casual
little leeway.
Unless by casual Spider-Man fan, they mean someone who only watched Spider-Man for the 90s cartoon and never followed it ever again.
Yeah, I gotta change my name to Casual Spider-Man, I guess.
Oh wow, the Casual Spider. Let's get it.
It is time to hang up the Avenger moniker. After September, it's about that time. You got to delist that from your name.
4 playable characters for Spider-Man 2. 1 being Peter Parker, 2 being Miles Morales, 3 being Mary Jane Watson. Looks like the stealth missions are back. And 4 argumentatively, but I think more than 99.9% positively, Venom himself. Do you agree that we will have 4 playable characters for this game, G-Con Prime?
Of course.
What about you, Mr.
I've been on that hill with you since day one. Venom's going to be playable.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Slight Stardust, what are you thinking? Playable Venom?
Yeah, playable Venom. I think MJ will be playable for maybe the one mission when she's like hiding from Symbiote Peter or whatever that is.
I don't think they would have glowed MJ up so hard to give her just one mission, bro.
She'd be in the cutscene. She's a big character. She don't have to be playable. That's even copium. That's just legit, like for real.
J Shock Blast, 4 playable characters. What do you think, bro?
I heard there's 5 playable characters.
Name them.
No.
Say name them.
I heard the same.
Name them.
It's not my turn yet.
Yeah. That's not for this show.
Okay. All right. Well, out of the 4, you think there's 5? So
by the way,
honestly,
I heard there's 6.
Aunt May's. No.
Anyways,
thank you.
Casual Avenger, 4 playable characters, bro. What you thinking?
Yeah, I'm not fully on the fence of Venom being like full blown, like we'll be able to free roam with him, but
right.
I do think we're definitely going to be able to play with him a little bit.
Dr. Gamer, I'm pretty sure I know your answer to this, but the people may not. So, would you go ahead and give him some love, bro?
Yeah. So Peter is definitely going to be playable when he turns into Venom, and
I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, don't argue with me. Argue with the New York Times, and there's going to be one other playable character at least, I believe, and I think it's going to be young Osborn.
Are you gonna do like a MJ style mission or a Miles Morales style mission with Harry?
Yeah, I think there will be sections of the game where you're controlling young Osborn, MJ style, possibly even Venom style if the Martin Lee teaser ends up being more of a foreshadowing of an adaptation of that certain Eddie Brock storyline. But I think at the very least there's going to be a mission, because a perfect opportunity would be the mission that they teased in the story trailer and in the screenshots that they released, where it looks like Peter gets the symbiote for the first time. There during the story trailer, there's a scene where Harry is like walking with a cane, where the first time it looks like he's not well. He's wearing that outfit and he's in that facility. That's the exact same facility where Peter is taunting that Craven hunter when he says, "I didn't know there were bears in these woods." That's also the exact same building and location where Peter is using the symbiote on Craven's hunters. You can even see during one of the frames, Harry is hiding in the background while Peter's doing that explosive spike symbiote attack, indicating that there's actually a mission there involving. Basically, it looks like Craven's people broke into this Oscorp facility, and Peter went in there solo with the red suit, and he comes out of it with the black suit, and he's there to protect Harry. So they could easily have like Harry playable for that parts of that. But yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if Harry is playable for certain missions, but I don't think he's actually going to be Venom.
Okay. So everybody on that one. Okay. Peter the villain. As you were saying, that it's been kind of leaked out that Peter will be at least partially a villain in Spider-Man 2. How long do you think this will take place? Like how much of the game do you think will be either fighting a villainous Peter or playing as a villainous Peter? Jacob Prime.
How long is he going to be the villain?
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe third of the game.
A third of the game. Okay, that's quite a chunk of the game. What do you think?
Act 3.
Huh? Slight Stardust, what you thinking?
It's difficult because the more you have symbiote Spider-Man, the less you have Venom, right? The more you have Venom, the less you have symbiote Spider-Man, unless they do Web of Shadows, which they're not going to do. So, like, it's depending on what they want to do, right? Do they want to go? They want to do more Venom? They want to save that for maybe, you know, a solo game or whatever. Like, I have no idea. So I think what's going to end up happening, it's my take, is that they're gonna get to the symbiote like as soon as humanly possible, right? For Peter, I think they're not gonna waste much time, right? I think that it's gonna be pretty much Act 1, right? We'll see the build up. Something's gonna happen, whether it's to Harry, to MJ, right? And that clip, you know, in the trailer where Venom's like smashing up all the Craven people, that's Peter. I think he's lost his mind. I think he's like gonna look for the bro, right? So he's smashing stuff up, does the grr, then it's playable, right? Get Venom for a little bit, okay? And then Miles, eventually, however they do it, sorts him out, helps him out, and then Venom is gonna go off, and to whoever ends up being the Venom at the end, right? Because I don't think Peter's going to be like the final Venom. I just think that the symbiote is going to evolve to a point where he gets the teeth, bulks up, proper Venom look. But yeah, and I think that will be the symbiote's way to adapt to Miles' abilities as well, because a lot of people are like, well, we know how Venom's going to lose. We've seen it countless times. Whereas like if Venom's already felt it, it can learn to adapt and figure out how to conquer that on Host 2 or 3, I guess, technically.
Okay. Jay Shotglass, Peter being a villain, how long do you think he will be the villain for as far as the game timeline goes?
4.3%.
Why are you like this, bro?
Bro's talking like the industry baby right now.
You asked me how much of the game I think it'll be 4.3%.
It's probably accurate.
That's how much of the game he will be the villain.
So not long at all is what you're saying?
I gave you
like
a number.
Of 100%, only 4.3%, so that's not a lot, right? Okay. So like for a half a second, he'll be the...
That could be a mission worth, to be fair.
I think the real villain is going to be Robert Reynolds.
Casual Avenger. Peter the villain. How long do you think he's going to be the villain for? How long will this take place?
He knows what I just did.
Until Miles puts his hands on him. When Miles folds him up, he's gonna get that up real quick.
He'll put them hands 19 inches to 3 inches, bro. I tell you.
Go shrivel him up, wall it out. Leave Sentry alone. You hear me? Do you hear me? Anyway,
a little delayed reaction.
No, I was going to ignore it. But then you really came back and was just like, yeah, he know what I'm talking about. I'm like,
yeah, because everybody else is looking at me like I'm crazy.
Oh, the Sentry's real name is Robert, a.k.a. Bobby Reynolds, and he just threw him in there saying that he was going to be the villain. Leave my dude alone. So Dr. Gamer, Peter being the villain, how long is this going to take place for, my friend?
I think it's only going to be probably max three story set pieces, 3 story missions, because in terms of actual villain, we're talking about where he's like he's not an anti-hero. He's not just being a little rude. Like he's just a full-on threat. So we got a potential glimpse of that in the story trailer where he's apparently hunting down MJ. That's 1. So we can assume if he's going to be Venom, that'll be 2, that whole section. And then there will be a section where most likely there'll be almost guaranteed there'll be a section where you're controlling Miles and you have to fight Peter to remove the symbiote. So I don't think that's going to account for a huge chunk of the game overall. I think they're going to be mostly building up to that. That seems to be the theme. Like the big theme, what they are tackling with the symbiote is addiction, and they're going to tell the story over the course of the game of how this great power can slowly corrupt you and cause him to push his friends away and then it'll get to the point where he's actually a full-on antagonist. But that section I don't think is going to be particularly long, because I don't think he's going to be the final villain, and there are other actual villains that they're going to have to deal with.
Fake giveaways and scams.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
Come sit up here and talk to me, Jay. Come sit up
Jesus
here and talk
Christ.
to me, Jay. So, y'all, I mean, for those who don't know, I do have an actual giveaway for the Marvel Spider-Man 2 game. My giveaway is real. You can go check the video, get yourself entered to win. But I didn't go and watch a J-Shock Blast video, take a screenshot of his complete desk with his logos in the background in more than one spot, and be like, yo, this is what I'm giving away, right? I didn't do that. Would you like to talk about your experience, Jay?
Really not. Like, I just was surprised by it. I mean, I'm not surprised by it, but like, people jack my shit all the time, and like, it was just weird. Like, one of my friends texted me last night with like a screenshot of that. And he's like, dude, isn't that your house? And I'm like, isn't that yours? I'm like, because like, he's been here a million times. Like, he lived here actually for a few months. And I'm like, where's that? Oh, and I looked at it, I'm like, whatever. And I just trying to be funny about it. Like, I don't know, some weirdo like messaged me and like said I was a loser, and like how dare I like question them? Like, they're just using a picture. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm like, okay, first of all, you must be them, and second of all, like, the person's like
Clearly.
tweeting about him and his friend have lots of money and they just like to do nice things. Like, I'm sorry, no, you're not actually giving anything away. Like, it wasn't. I found out in the morning it wasn't even just me. It's like, it's lots of people. But I don't know if you guys have ever seen Pope. He does lots of designs for like PlayStations and Xboxes and controllers, and actually sells them and stuff. Like, I have one of his controllers back there somewhere for that game. Yeah,
Marvel's Avengers.
No, the game that was it came out on PlayStation 5 on launch, and it was like
Marvel's Avengers.
It's like a kind of like a mech suit game where you like, I forget the name of the game.
Exo Primal?
No, came out when PlayStation 5 came out.
Oh, when PlayStation 5
Godfall?
Yes, Godfall.
That game was awful at launch.
I have his, like, they sent me a controller and it was like his. But like that, the same person like had tweets for his like Starfield like Xbox design. Like, oh, we're giving away 5 copies of Starfield, the collector's edition. And I'm like, what the fuck? They got you too?
I reported the account because they're clearly scamming. I think their grift is they're gonna farm a bunch of impressions and replies, and then a lucky winner is going to get DM'd and they're going to try to get their personal information.
Yeah. I don't know like a lot of details about the way that people do these things, but that is probably very true. Like somebody replied to one of the tweets that I was in, and like they're like, oh, people win all the time. They just contact them and ask them for shipping. And it's like, I'm sorry, if you're giving away a $500 console, you're not asking for shipping money. Like that's just you're past that point, you know? Yeah, that was definitely weird. The one person that like they blocked me immediately after like saying something, and I never even got to read it. But but that was how gutless they were. They were like, they're gonna say something all big and tough and then block me so I can't see it immediately. But like I was like, I quote tweet, I'm like, this is one of the most embarrassing takes I've ever seen. Like it's
that's
just
crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's kind of a funny thing to see.
I mean, they're kind of like Robin Hood, so they're gonna take what Jay has and give it to someone less fortunate.
I'll
that
tell you
scam,
this,
the scam portion of it though that Sadat was mentioning, that's actually pretty scary because
Yeah.
how many unsuspecting people are thinking they're about to win a PlayStation? He can choose so many people. Yo, I need this info from you. I need it. You won the PlayStation. I need this info. That's a lot of people he farmed, dude. That tweet had like 50,000 something likes on it. Like
it had over 300,000 like impressions, like views.
Bro,
and I'm
it's
like,
crazy.
damn, man, like see, my content gets views, just not from me. Like I can't even tell you how many times I saw somebody.
Did you to be fair, you didn't make a video saying that you're going to give away your room, so
that's true. But like I didn't like when I could finally post my stuff from Chicago for Mortal Kombat, like so many people took my video and like did things with it, and like no credit.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Whoa.
they are Mortal Kombat fans.
Oh wow.
That's
So,
true.
but like, you know, like I'm like, man, my video like gets viewed by lots of people, just not on my channel. So yeah, it was like, damn. And only one person actually asked me for my permission, and they linked me, they gave me credit, and that's the way it should be done. Like, you know, like I understand that like the internet now thinks that like if you throw your webcam on top of something, you're allowed to just react to it. But like, I don't know, like I just kind of feel like there are some like I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of cheesy when you're like reacting to somebody else's gameplay. And unless you like have something like when Gotham Knights came out, like Sadat, like I told him in advance, yeah, this is coming out at this time. You can totally use my stuff. But like that's
Same
like
here.
only like one of the only people I said that to you too, right?
Yeah, I was like, you let me use it.
Yeah. Like you, but like I didn't like I was okay with that because like you're friends and like, but like just I don't know. I just feel like it's cheesy. Like if it's official content from the studio or from the dev, like yeah, react away, or from like a movie or whatever. But like when you're looking at like other people creating content and reacting to it, I just think it's weird. Like I don't understand. Like I'll like when you're scrolling through Facebook and you see the people where they've got the side by side and they're just like like that's their content. Like that's stupid. That's not reacting.
Nah,
so
that's
whatever.
making. Anyway, J Shock Blast, who is Venom in his final form? The final Venom that we face or see at the end of the game. Who is that character?
The friends we made along the way.
Slight Stardust, who is Venom?
Slight Stardust is Venom.
Yeah, that's true. Slight Star, you're not there.
Well, I mean, he took his picture off. That implies
he's going to the toilet.
BRB toilet.
He's got to poop.
Read the private chat, old man.
Say, bro, you know I got like 4 screens going on right now. My bad.
Skill issue.
It is. I'm old. You already called me old, right? J. Cone Prime, Final Venom. Who is that?
Final villain?
Venom.
Oh, Final Venom. It's either going to be Harry or Norman Osborn.
Casual Avenger or Casual Spider.
Probably Norman.
Norman.
Yeah, I can see it being Norman.
Sadate Gamer, who you got?
I gave you a video of my answer.
They haven't seen your video. Can you tell the people in the chat?
I literally put it in the StreamYard.
Oh, you did. Ha! You're stupid. How did you do that?
The magic of artificial intelligence.
That's gangster.
Boo. No, I'm joking. I don't care.
No, that's really gangster. Like it's just it's like a GIF he put in here. Mostly y'all just drop a whole link. He just dropped the GIF and it's fire. Like I got to start doing it. I didn't know you could do that in StreamYard. Maybe that's new. Or maybe it's old. Okay. So Norman for you. Norman / Anyways, Norman for Sadat. Casual, who would you say?
I said Norman.
Norman. You said Harry/Norman, J. Coon Prime. You said either one of them two is going to be it. Jay Shotblack said it was going to be Slight Stardust. Slight Stardust. Who is
I
the
said the
final
friends that
Venom?
we made along the way.
I said what you said.
I don't know if I'm best sit. No. So I think so we're talking about who Venom's going to be at the end of the game, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to say it is Harry because they're going to do a solo game, and I don't think they're going to do Eddie Brock.
I've been rolling with Harry this entire time. I think I'm going to stick with Harry.
Normie.
I hate the idea of a Venom game that it's not Eddie Brock.
I agree with you 1000%, by the way. But like,
well, you do know that Eddie Brock is in the Insomniac
He is,
universe.
yeah, because of the card and everything. Yep, 100%. Right. It's just, and to be fair, like, I am more than willing for them to be, because you know how people are a bit weird. Like, they're like, well, you can't just like bring Eddie Brock in the one game and then, you know, because there's not been enough build-up. It's Eddie Brock. You know who he is. You know what I mean? Like, he's only got to say hello and get the symbiote, and that's it. I'm happy with that. Like, come on now. But if they decide they want to just 100% be like, Harry is Venom in this universe, Eddie Brock is just a dude, it'd be really upsetting. But just with the information we have currently, right? Just Eddie Brock is currently a cameo. Harry is a character. I would say that Harry, just so they can do the solo Venom game. But I want it to be Eddie Brock.
Okay. Is there any villains that you guys think will be showing up in this game that has not been broadcast? Because y'all know how they did it. What?
Squirrel Girl. She's a villain. I would actually argue could be the most evil person in the Marvel universe.
We're not going there.
I'm shocked that PETA hasn't shut her down yet.
And I'm surprised. I mean, I'm happy that Cute Chaos Kitty isn't here to rip your freaking head off. For
Jay is such a classic Sundari. He loves Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl is god awful.
she 1v1 Thanos in one. Son,
not canon.
Canon event.
Villain is. I'm personally thinking Green Goblin, Norman Osborn is definitely going to show up at the end of the game. We might not fight him. He might be like leading on into Spider-Man 3 or something like that. But I'm thinking we're going to get our first taste of the Green Goblin. Is there any villains you think that's going to show up, Jake Shotglass?
That I think will show up or that I want to show up?
You can do both, actually. Want and think.
I don't know, because like I don't think you can realistically guess many villains, because like everything that they've shown has been such a narrow like view of the game. So like, you know, theoretically you could argue, oh, we're gonna see, you know, Matt Gargan will be back as, you know, Scorpion and, you know, Rhino and stuff like that. Like you could definitely see them bringing some of those people back. Who I would love to see, one of my favorite Spider-Man villains is Mysterio. I would love it if Mysterio is in this. I think he could be, but doesn't have to be a main villain type person that you save for a Spider-Man 3. And not just because of, you know, No Way Home, but like I just think Mysterio is really cool, and the effects they could do with it. I thought the level where you kind of fight him in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 was really cool. So even if it's just like a small section, you know, I would love Mysterio.
Okay. Slice Stardust. Villain.
I'm kind of shocked that like not a lot of people are giving love to Sin Eater, who was in the OG storyline. Like that to me seems like a bit of an easy sort of guess.
But it was actually a leak that said Sin Eater was that Sin Eater was in the game.
Yeah, no, but yeah, my opinion is we're probably going to get Sin Eater. If they are going to do Eddie Brock, they will do Sin Eater. That's how I think they would do that, 100%. But yeah, Screwball, just so Symbiote Spider-Man can like
throw her off a building.
Yeah, and I would like to see Silvermane for the just to tie into the what was it called? The last DLC for the first game.
I just
Because
want to interject that, like, just because Hyruler's here, we shouldn't be advocating, the beating of female characters.
that's true. Yeah, he'd get a bit too excited for that one.
Wow. J. Prime villain.
I'd say Carnage, but that's too on the nose. I'd like to see Smythe and the Spider Slayers show up.
Oh,
That's different. That's different, bro. Okay. My dude Kaz, what you thinking, bro? Villain wise.
I would like to see somebody like Hydro Man, like especially since you got two Spider-Man to switch between in the game, seeing both of them team up on someone who has the potential to be a bit of a threat, a bit. But if we're thinking smaller, I wouldn't mind seeing someone like Chameleon.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah, with Craven, yeah.
Nice.
Or with Chameleon, you could also bring in the Rose.
We know Chameleon exists as well. I think from either the backpack stuff or just a one-liner from Peter. So he's been around.
Like I like the mob aspect, like the street level stuff when it comes to superhero things. Even though they attempted it and failed miserably, in my opinion, with Hammerhead. I would love to see more stuff revolve around Kingpin and his son, the Rose. A little more street level stuff, and like see it done properly this time.
Okay, Kaz, you already answered this question, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the game.
Well, in terms of what I think, they directly teased Hydro Man, Speed Demon, and Big Will in the story trailer. So would not be surprised at all if they show up, since they had a very blatant Easter egg for all three characters in the same scene. They've set up Morbius in the first game, so he could potentially show up in this one. They introduced the Foreigner in the prequel comic, and he's definitely the type of villain that could potentially show up as kind of one of these side activities. In terms of, I mean, obviously Chameleon, because especially with Craven coming into play. In terms of who I want, I'm still waiting for Sandman and Mysterio. I feel like they should definitely, probably would be better as like a DLC expansion, but I would love like a Peter Parker the early years expansion where you just get to play through the first few years of Peter when he had those first encounters with Blizzard, Mysterio, Sandman, Kingpin. I think that would just be absolute fire.
Yeah, y'all already know who. I mean, I think I said it already, but I would need that Green Goblin, maybe even the Hobgoblin. I don't even care.
I think they'll definitely set him up for the third game, because they already teased him again in the gameplay demo.
I'm looking forward to it. Suicide Squad. Before we get up out of here, let's talk
game of the year,
bruh.
6 seasons.
What is going on with Suicide? Is the game even coming out? J. Prime, you think it's even going to drop still?
Yeah, it's just not going to be on a time frame we want.
Shit. We still
people going to get mad anyway. So
they definitely going to be. I'm mad. Shit. Slight Stardust, you think we still getting Suicide Squad, bro?
Yeah, I think so, but by force. Like by the top hand being like, no, do it anyway. Get it out. We've had enough. Make some money. God's sake, you've already done this much. Yeah,
it's
like
fine.
Quite literally. That's why this game is
won't
coming
be able
out.
to resist you.
Yeah. Jay Shotglass, you think we're getting Suicide Squad still?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't.
I mean, the constant delays and lack of communication, maybe.
Well, what is there to communicate? They put it back in the oven, and it's still baking.
What did they do? What are they putting it in the oven to do? Besides,
we'll know when they're ready.
I hope so. I really hope so. I do. I really truly do.
I that's the thing, like everybody overreacted to that big state of play they did, which obviously is another reason why maybe Insomniac doesn't even want to do something like that. It just is, like what's the they're obviously not going to like give updates if there's nothing to update. So I think they're going to get back to the point where they're ready to, relaunch their "we're about to launch" campaign, and then there's that. So
okay. Casual Spider, are we even getting Suicide Squad, bro?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll get it eventually. They put a fair amount of resources into it, so I don't see them pulling the plug. Um, I'm not overly optimistic for like how the game is going to perform at this point, unless they really have something like they're really changing course in a more positive direction behind the scenes. But this far into production, I don't know if they can really pull something like that off. So I think we'll get it, but I don't think the delays have really helped the campaign at this point.
So we still getting Suicide Squad, bro?
You should change your name to Casual Hero. That's the one. Casual Hero. Suicide Squad is definitely coming out by decree of Big Daddy Warner Brothers, who are going to be like, okay, we're eating good right now. We got Barbie, we got Hogwarts Legacy, but y'all haven't made a game in 10 years. Get the shit out. figure it out. I think they took the 9 months, and hopefully they make the best of it, but for better or worse, they're going to have to put it out. Obviously, this is not a game that has a very high probability of launching in a great state, but to be fair, I've heard from people who actually worked on the game that it's a lot better than what was shown. But take that with a grain of salt. We'll see. We have to see it. I think they would have definitely benefited from a demo. I think more games should do that, especially ones that have something to prove. But ultimately, I think this could. I don't think this is going to be like a Saints Row reboot situation. I think ultimately the game is going to. I think worst case scenario, based on what I've seen so far, it's probably going to be a Gotham Knights type of game. Hopefully, launching better in terms of technical stuff, but I think people are going to play it. It's going to be solid, and because they've fully committed to live service, I think it could actually have some good upside, especially if the DLC stuff is actually good. Whereas Gotham Knights were in a situation where it had initial bad reception, but ultimately, I mean, it did well enough for them financially. It grew a fan base, but because they kind of abandoned the whole live service element, it just kind of left fans wanting more. I think Suicide Squad is just going to fully embrace it, and once it actually gets out there, I think people are ultimately going to like it, and we're probably going to have a similar situation to Avengers, except better, because I think ideally the game is going to launch in a better state, and it's going to just have kind of a core fan base that just enjoys it for what it is. You're going to have people kind of looking out from the outside looking in, be like, "Oh, you still play that game?" And while they're on their 5th update, and that's just going to be that. I don't think it's realistically going to be like a Fortnite level success, but I think it's definitely a game that could chug along for 3 or 4 years.
Okay. Suicide Squad. Is that on your pre-order list once it is available for pre-order, J-Kun Prime?
We'll see.
What about you, Star?
To me, I'm still on that hill of like, it got delayed because people were mad at the live service, people were mad at how it was put together and all that type of stuff. If they are bringing it back to implement a melee system, yeah, it's going to take 9 months. It could take even longer because that means reworking the whole damn system. If they don't fully embrace the live service thing, they just shot themselves in the foot. But yeah, we'll see.
Star, what are you thinking, man? You is it on your pre-order list?
Yes, because it's like a superhero / villain game. I think if I wasn't a fan at all of cape shit, I wouldn't be interested in the near slightest. But because I am, that's what's gotten me. And like, I think when it comes to Suicide Squad, until like, I hate to bring up this word because after the Spider-Man stuff this last few days, but once the marketing starts, you know, making the game actually look good, I think that they're going to have to rely on a lot of Cape Ship fans to push the sales up as much as possible. But we don't know yet. They haven't even they put it up for pre-order again yet, so they've got plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Jay Shockblast, is it on your radar for a pre-order?
Yeah.
Bro don't need to pre-order it. Are you mad?
I understand that, but he likes to still support the devs sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So he probably already beat the game, but you know what I mean.
He's probably about to tell you what version 1 was like.
He's definitely been in a closed beta or two.
No, I definitely have not. I wish. I will say that when I was at WB Games Montreal, that the three of us were campaigning for that trip to Rocksteady. So we'll see how that goes.
Please keep us informed. Casual Spider, aka Casual Hero. What you think? Is that on your pre-order list, good sir?
Not right now. I still need to see a bit more. Like, I'm interested in seeing how they reintroduce the game once they come back from delay. So that'll be the determining point for me.
So that the game, no plugs included. You got it on your pre-order schedule, sir?
It's definitely on my contact WBPR schedule. But in terms of committing to a pre-order, that's definitely a game that I'm going to have to see when they roll it out. To see, because I want to know how they've changed in these 9 months and what aspects are going to be good, because I definitely want to see some more solid, uninterrupted gameplay, no cuts, no edits. I want to know if they remove always online. I want to know if there's going to be join in progress. That's a big one. If this is a 4-player multiplayer game, I need to know if there's going to be join in progress, because that completely tanked the Marvel's Avengers multiplayer experience. And that's something Gotham Knights did have day one. So
yet another thing they could have taken from Destiny.
Yeah, yeah. They didn't talk about it in the state of play, which raised some eyebrows. But if they have all that, then it's definitely going to be. I want to play the game regardless, but it's definitely more of a let me see before I commit to like something like a pre-order, because I usually don't pre-order games anymore anyway. Because I can get them for free, or it's not something that I'm going to be covering on the channel.
Okay. Last question, and we can go ahead and wrap up. Suicide Squad. If you do play the game, who do you think you'll be maining? Jikun Prime.
King Shark is a shark.
King Shark is a shark. Slice Lord us.
It's got to be King Shark, not just because it's King Shark, but also because he's voiced by Samoa Joe.
Okay. J Shock.
Probably Harley Quinn, but I'm interested in all of them, but probably Harley Quinn.
Main Harley. Kaz.
It's more than likely going to be Deadshot or Boomerang.
Sadat is the gamer.
I would have main Harley, but I don't like most of the skins I've seen from her. So
not skimpy enough.
Yeah, not if this was Arkham Harley, then day one main, but otherwise Captain Boomerang, because you got to rep the speedsters. We don't get many of them in games these days, so I got to rep them. I wish he actually used boomerangs more, but the speedster thing is definitely was interesting to me, so I like that aspect. So that's definitely something I rock with. But I'm gonna play with all of them.
See that? I'm probably Deadshot and Boomerang in the entire time, because it's Deadshot and Boomerang. So yeah, of course. But let's get up out of here. Slight Stardust, tell the people where they can find you at this. So put yourself on the map.
Hey, so Slight Stardust, okay, for the YouTube channel. I've recently gotten pretty, I'm sort of a big deal now. No, I'm joking. No, I've done some Spider-Man 2 stuff recently. It's been really fun. I'm going to embarrass myself really quick. To the New York Times article, I missed the Peter is Venom thing and the new screenshots. I only covered the details about the open world.
I was
completely
crying
avoided the actual juicy bits. So I had to make a second video being like, I'm an idiot, right? So Peter's I was gutted.
Thanks for the heads up, by the way, so they started us because
no worries, bro.
I was about to make an Avengers live stream, and then I saw Stardust had a video about some new Spider-Man 2 stuff. So I was like, oh, let me look at this. Oh, a New York Times article. Let me look at this. And I watched your video. I was like, okay, map sounds boring. Let me read the actual article. So I read the article. I was like, the fuck? How do you miss all this?
No, like you're right as well. I was so annoyed, bro, because it was your video where I was like, what's he talking about? And I clicked on it. I was like, oh, is this from the same article? And then I clicked on it again, read through it. I was like, how did I miss this? I had tunnel vision, mate. That was my problem. I was a complete idiot. But yeah, so you can find me on there doing very late news videos after I see them and don't report on the good stuff.
Jay Shock Blast, tell the people where they can find you. Put yourself on the map.
YouTube.com/Casual Avenger.
Casual Hero.
Casual Spider.
He's changing his name officially. He just texted me.
You can catch me eating deep dish.
Gangster. That's so gangster, though. Casual Hero, Casual Avenger, Casual Spider, Casual.
Casual Deep Dish.
Casual Deep Dish. You can catch me at Casual Avenger on YouTube and Twitter. Same name.
Get it. Sadaz is the gamer.
I mean, you're already subscribed to me, so let's cut the bullshit. Check me out next week. I got a new video dropping tomorrow.
Wow. Okay.
Check out the After Show podcast for the WrestleMania main event between Joe Shot which I'm watching as soon as this is done. By the way,
that's the channel you definitely want to sub to. You're probably already, if you're watching right now, you probably already subbed to everyone here. So definitely sub to the After Show podcast and watch the latest live stream.
I think you should start somewhere else.
If y'all know them two, start right there. For real. Oh, guys, thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me tonight. This was too much fun. Y'all, chat from Naba the High Ruler. Who else we got up in here?
Why didn't High Ruler click the link?
Because High Ruler is High Ruler. Fate Walker was in the building. Dread. Goodness gracious, High Ruler. You commented a lot. Thank you, good sir. Appreciate that. Captain Tate. What's good with the Naba Flow? Dave Rose. Hydro Man. Bloody Reckless. Goodness gracious, my old co-host was in the building. I got to get Bloody back on the damn podcast. We got to do this. Steven Kilowine. I Sing I Game. Yeah, J. Coon Prime is on the chat and in the damn comments. You're doing too much, Jay. Appreciate you, sir. Eddie Games, Eastwood, everybody, man. Appreciate all you guys. Y'all could have been anywhere on the planet, but you were here rocking with the best. And all of us on this panel greatly appreciate it. With all of that said, Blaze Le Bon Ton Roulette, which means Stardust. Why don't you kill us out of here, man?
It means subscribe to Slight Stardust on YouTube.
Okay, Jacob Prime, go ahead and take us out of here, sir.
Blaze Le Bon Ton Roulette, which means let the good times roll.
Peace out, people.
What's shaking, people? It's your boy Doomkiller HD. Sit back and relax. You are now rocking with the best. Let's go! It's the weekly wrap up where we give you the news. Break it down bite size so it's easier to consume. Discussing the hottest game that's out of what's coming soon. Is it real or is rumor? Homie, that's up to you. Fire or trash reaction. Live viewers call in. No cap conversation. We going all in. It's the weekly wrap.